global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Information getting to us is definitely becoming clearer in Rivers State that things are taking shape. For the past 1 month, Simplified Movement have been celebrating, rejoicing, having fun, and most Nigerians, particularly me, was probably wondering what's going on, what's with the rejoicing? Your leader is on suspension. Well, from what we are gathering, things are taking shape. Let's dive into the newspaper to find out exactly what is going on. As it looks as if the president now knows the true picture of what is going on in Rivers State. And according to Professor Benjamin Okaba, the national president of the Joint National Congress, INC, which serves as the umbrella body for the Ijaw Nation, during an interview said that all the hypotheses had now been tested, and according to him, they favored Fubara. Now recall that Governor Fubara was suspended and a state of emergency was declared in Rivers State by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu due to political crisis between the governor and the FCT minister Nyesom Wike. Now, according to the news, it was reported that during the interview, Okaba expressed the view that President Tinubu had no reason to delay Fubara's reinstatement as the governor. He said, and I quote him, "Mr. President is a Democrat. He was a governor. He now knows that the Rivers people love their governor. He also knows that terrible lies were told about the governor to make people despise him and get him out of office through impeachment. The president knows that the suspension is an aberration. He should waste no further time in reversing that decision and returning the governor to power. Posterity is a good judge, and the president will want history to be soft on him." Now, Professor Benjamin Okaba, during a recent television program, clearly stated that there was nothing wrong with Governor Fubara joining the APC, which is the president's party. He has been one of the Ijaw leaders who have consistently supported Fubara throughout his political challenges. His suggestion that the governor could leave PDP, the party through which he came into power, was seen as an indication of the deeper political maneuverings taking place behind the scenes. While responding to Fubara's recent meeting with President Tinubu in Lagos, Okaba remarked that there was nothing wrong with such a move. He emphasized that they need to be realistic and to understand the nature of Nigerian politics. According to him, the country operates what he described as malutocracy, arguing that there was no true political parties anymore, only platforms for political affiliations. He explained that these platforms merely served as vehicles for politicians to move from one party to another, often without ideological consistency. He also pointed out that the state governors and former vice presidential candidates frequently switch parties, even to the extent that one governor reportedly threatened to sack everyone or anyone who refused to move with him. Of course, we all know that that's Omoreno for Akwa Ibom State, and well, he has actually ported. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on what this INC president, Ijaw Nations Council president, is saying concerning both Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nyesom Wike, and Fubara's reinstatement?
Well, for me, I think that the issue of Fubara's visit to the president is still undisclosed up till now. We don't know if he just went there to meet with the president to, applaud him and also to celebrate the Salah with him. Because when he went there, afterwards, we saw the likes of Tunde Bakare, visiting the president in his Bolivian villa. We also saw the likes of Soyinka. That's Professor Soyinka, also visited. We saw another PDP governor, Adeleke of Osun State, also visiting. So we are not so sure that the visit was actually official. From all indications, these men may likely not have been invited by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but they on their own decided to pay him a visit. Where it will really strike the chord is if the visit was at Aso Rock, that's when one can begin to think that something is on the pipeline. Though Fubara had already opened up to Nigerians that, to his supporters that something was brewing and the peace process was still on, but we cannot really tell what will happen. But on the issue of defection, I don't know if there's any because there is no iota of idea. There's no information anyway that Fubara was intending to defect from the People Democratic Party to the APC. There's no such announcement. When the case of Okaba State Governor came up, we saw him 1-2 times talking about the issue of possible defection, but that of Fubara, we've not heard anything. So one cannot be so sure if it's going to be reinstated. One cannot be so sure that there's anything that is going on. Though we've heard that some persons have been mediating on his behalf, the likes of former President Goodluck Jonathan, that he kind of put a long call to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to discuss that particular issue. We do not know what their standpoint was, but don't forget that whatever the president is doing will be, first of all, in his own interest, for the possible interest, his interest of being re-elected. And Wike had already promised the president that he will be at the forefront to run for the re-election of the president in Rivers State. And don't forget that this same Wike we're talking about had delivered the president, though as at that time he was the governor of the state. He had delivered the president before that time. But however, let's sit back and watch and see if the president may shock Nigerians and prove that he's a Democrat by possibly doing something before June 18, because a lot of people say, I'm saying June 18 because June 18 will be when it will be the third month, but then he will be addressing the nation on June 12th, which is Democracy Day. Let's be hopeful that will be scripted into the whole show. But I know that if it is scripted in, so many conditions may have been rolled out for him to possibly sign and then continue from there. Because don't forget that if there's anything that APC is targeting in Rivers State is the local government elections. They are really targeting local government elections. They want to see a situation whereby the whole place is flooded with APC. When it is flooded with APC, then we can talk of any other thing, because all what the president wants is that certainty. The other one, it was Wike that did some abracadabra, and finally gave the victory to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But this time around, Wike, though he say he will be at the forefront, but if the governor and those at the local government level compromise, there's no way the president can have that level of victory he had last time. So right now, I think the president will also be taking into consideration all of that. And if you listen very well, you will hear the position of the sole administrator on some issues. You see him visiting some very key places in Rivers State, like Songhai Farm, and saying that he will do everything to make sure that he restores back the place. That restoration cannot just happen in a day or two. It's going to take the next 1, 2, 3 months. So I don't know what's going to happen, but however, let's just leave ourselves on the platter of hope that everything will be done rightly and Fubara will be restored back.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's put in that conversation also.